Hey, let's go, baby.
Come on now, we got to cover this thing. Set the tempo. Here we go. Set the tempo.
Hit on three. 1, 2, 3.
Rolling on the field stands. There's an incomplete pass. San Francisco is charged with a first team timeout. Second down, San Francisco. Offside. Defense. That penalty declined. The play results in a first down. Offside. Defense number 91. Line up in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty that results in a first down.
Or defensive tackles in this league. Last week, not very good. Got thrown out of the game. Needs to play much better tonight, obviously.
Well, Lovie Smith says he owes us 2 games, and it looks like false start against the offense this time.
False start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Vernon Davis called for the penalty. Mike Singletary really has been impressed with the way Vernon Davis has gone about his business this year, and really is starting to mature and take to the coaching and take to the philosophy of being a pro.
Yeah, the bottom line with Vernon Davis is he has skills, he has a great skill set and abilities, and it's just he's a hard worker, and he's got to work himself into exactly what he's got to be.
First and 15 from the 22. Gore inside the 15 and knocked down at the 14. Vernon Davis with a key block, gain of 8.
Yeah, well done by Vernon Davis. Doesn't get down in the three-point stance, just kind of lining up, and then it just comes down. And this is the area of his game where he has worked very hard and has gotten better. You see, just taking Ogunleye down inside and gets that edge for Frank Gore. And watch how you see how Gore finishes at the end, gets down, gets his pad level down, and drives through.
Delaney Walker in a slot left. Davis in motion on second down. Smith slant. Crabtree dropped it. And there is the offensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy Ray, in his 33rd year in the National Football League.
Yeah, and Jimmy Ray has been around the league a long time, and he understands young players, and he understands how to get them integrated into the offense. And I'm impressed right now. He's not afraid to go to Michael Crabtree. That just tells you what kind of confidence the staff has in the rookie.
Crabtree has had the ball thrown to him 4 times so far for 2 catches. Davis in motion on 3rd and 7. Smith in trouble. And he's going to get dropped by Tommy Harris back at the 21-yard line. Ogunleye got the initial pressure. Harris gets the sack.
Yeah, Ogunleye came off the right side and forced it. Now, the bottom line with the Chicago Bears when it comes to pass defense, it all starts up front. It's got to be just pure pass rush. This time they dropped their 7. There's 4 guys rushing, and the 4 is able to get there and get the pressure.
Joe Nedney on to try a 39-yard field goal. Andy Lee to hold. Nedney 9 of 11 this season. Lee gets it down, and Nedney misses it right. Beautiful night in San Francisco. The city lit up perfectly. And
it's
so
gorgeous,
glad you
isn't
can join us on Thursday Night Football. Yeah, Matt Miller, great to have you here.
Coit Tower right in the middle of San Francisco.
Well, the defense for the Chicago Bears rises up, stops San Francisco on 3rd down. Then Nedney misses the field goal. Try to run it, nothing doing there as Takeo Spikes got a hit. Manny Lawson on Forte. Well, Mike Singletary asking Joe Nedney what happened. Nedney had made 50 in a row. He's talking to the holder, Andy Lee. Nedney had made 50 in a row from 40 yards or less.
Yeah, that's one of those looks like, what the heck? He's only a kicker. All he's got to do is kick the stinking ball.
Special teams coordinator Al Everest said he missed it. Forte on a 2nd and 10. Picks up a yard. Lawson again on the tackle. Good start for Manny Lawson of San Francisco.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, not a good start for the Chicago Bear offensive line. You know, they're looking for some balance. They're looking for some balance, and they need Matt Forte to get going. And it starts up front. And they have 3 new guys up front in this offensive line. Crouch has been the guy who's been the leader the whole time. He's got Orlando Pace and Beekman and Williams at the right tackle, 3 new guys.
And just what Chicago said
They
We
didn't
have
want.
to stay away from
Exactly
third
right.
and longs. Losing on first and second down, it's 3rd and 9. They failed on a 3rd and 8 on their first possession. Blitz on. Olsen in space. Stood up nicely and driven down. Great open field tackle made by the secondary of the San Francisco 49ers, and that's what you do with Greg Olsen. You don't let him run free.
No, because he can run. And a nice job again. 2 series for the 49ers on defense and 2 well-played series.
Mark Roman made the tackle. Brandon Jones awaiting the punt of Brad Maynard. So 2 3-and-outs for Chicago. Maynard in his 13th year out of Ball State. Jones let it bounce at the last second, and it rolls inside the 20. Second possession for the 49ers in a scoreless first quarter. Nick Roach is back in for Chicago. He got shaken up in the last series. Morgan comes set. Gore finds a crease, takes it up to the 30, picks up 4 on the play.
You know, this Chicago Bear defense is kind of a little bit in transition, and they've gotten away from a lot of the cover 2 stuff, the soft zones on the outside, and they've really gone to a lot of man. Tonight, if you're looking at with Crabtree, they're trying to get the ball. San Francisco's trying to get the ball to Crabtree. They're manning up a bunch here.
And Lance Briggs told us yesterday we've got to communicate much better as a defense. We're not communicating, and that's leading to a lot of breakdowns. Second and 6. No cutback lane for Gore that time. Adewale Agunleye made the first hit and the tackle.
Yeah, this Bear defense also knows that they need to get the running game going, and it's going to be Frank Gore. So what you do is you get an extra guy down there. And so this time they just drop their safety down, and they're giving you that 8-man look. Now they can do that when they're going to start to play a lot of man. You get the extra guy. They'll go that, or they would drop a safety down if they're going to play in a 3-deep. But they're playing a lot of single high safety. You can see right up top.
3rd and 6. Gore in the backfield with Smith. Jason Hill trying to run out of a tackle, and he's just near the first down marker. Might be about a half-yard short as Charles Tillman made the tackle. Good play by Tillman in the open field.
Yeah, and a good tackle, but I want to show you what a lot of teams try to do in this league. Take a good look right here at the umpire. They're going to try to use him as an extra guy to get this defender off him. See how he's tried to rub him off? Nicely done by the defender to trail him, and then a good tackle.
First look tonight at our coverage cam. As Alex Smith found Hill on the cross, Tillman made the tackle right near the first down marker. Close enough to measure.
Yeah, did you see how Tillman anticipated being trying to get rubbed off by the umpire, so he went to trail. And then he got right on the top shoulder. That's really well done. He's able to make that tackle and set up this 4th down.
And it's about the length of a football, which is 11.5 inches, and San Francisco will send out the punting unit.
Yeah, and if you're going to get the pass off, you got to have good protection. Now watch Frank Gore get right up in that A-gap right away as Heitman gets his right hand in, but well done by Gore, and the ball's able to come out.
Andy Lee in to punt for San Francisco. Devin Hester.
Well, you heard, if you watched the pregame, and you should have, you heard Deion Sanders talking about Devin Hester and his big play capability. Says he lives for 4th downs, and he's right. This is his time to shine right here.
Last year, as he transitioned to receiver on 32 returns, only averaged about 6.5 a return. Hester with room from his own 18. And great coverage that time by the 49ers. Arnez Battle on the tackle. There is a flag on the play as well. 46-yard punt, 5-yard return, but we'll await the call of Ron Winter. Mike Singletary was clapping.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 29 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Bears will start from their own 11.
They like this matchup outside against the safety.
Cutler's looking right that way. Instead, he goes to Desmond Clark underneath, and Willis able to make the tackle along with Michael Lewis for a short gain on the play up to about the 17-yard line.
You know, Bob, when you watch this Chicago Bear offense, the one thing that jumps off the screen to you is just how quick Cutler gets the ball out, and really halfway point of the season, how much more familiar he is now than he was at the start of the season. You're starting to see him relax and understand his guys around him.
Positive play on first down, 2nd and 3. Forte fights to the 20-yard line. He'll be about a yard short of the first down.
There's Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator for Chicago Bears, and he loves what he has in the quarterback spot. He also has been very pleased with the development of Devin Hester as a receiver, and that's another thing that stands out right away. You can see he's a lot more comfortable. He's not thinking. He gets in and out of his breaks better, and he also is in way more control than you used to see him a year ago.
Clark goes in motion. Forte in the eye. 3rd and 1. Forte has got the first down with forward progress to the 22-yard line. Patrick Willis got the first hit, but Chicago gets their first down with 2:25 to go here in the first quarter.
You heard about Patrick Willis, and you heard a lot of people talking about Patrick Willis. You know, again, on the pregame show, Marshall Faulk was raving about him, and with good reason. This guy right here is a Pro Bowler already, but he's not as good as he's going to be. He's still developing, and he is an active player.
Cutler for Hester, threw it high as Terrell Brown was closing in on the little screen to Devin Hester. Get the ball in the hands and get it in space.
Yeah, get him in space. That guy with his ball, with the ball in his hands in space, is dangerous. It's just like a punt return, and that's kind of what they're trying to do with him. But you know, we were talking a little bit earlier about Devin Hester, but a year ago it looked like he was trying to run his routes full speed all the time, and now he's under control. He knows how to vary his speeds and use his speed as a real weapon.
Bears have 21 yards on 10 plays here in the first. Cutler with time. Cutler, middle of the field, and he's got Olsen for a first down to the 38-yard line. Goldson on the tackle, gain of 16.
Nice protection. You're going to have Patrick Willis coming on a blitz off the right side, and he's sitting right down. Watch Forte. Much better job than it would have been done a year ago. Just steps up and allows Cutler to just slide a little bit to the left and make that bullet.
Chicago looking to pick up the pace a little bit after the pass play to Olsen and a first down. Forte squeezes through the hole, gets it up to the 40-yard line for a gain of 2 on the play.
You know, we talk about Patrick Willis and Takeo Spikes, the guys on the inside, the linebackers, but they cannot do their job unless you have a good nose tackle. And San Francisco has an excellent point man, Abreu Franklin right there, number 92, playing very good football. You can't defend a spot without beginning with a point. He's a good point man.
Franklin in his 7th year out of Tennessee. Cutler with time. Olsen wide open. Steps out at the San Francisco 40-yard line. He lost the safety. Michael Lewis, gain of 20.
In talking to the Chicago Bears and Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator, he said last night that any time that he had a chance where he's going to get any of the safeties matched up in Olsen, he likes that chance. This time, it just looked like they just blew a coverage, because Olsen should not be left alone, whether it's a zone, certainly not man.
From the Niners 40. Cutler, Olsen again inside the 35 and tackled at the 33 by Lewis and Willis. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. We start the second quarter, no score. Matt Millen, Chicago 3 and out in their first 2 possessions, but Jay Cutler heating things up with Olsen. He's got 3 of the 4 catches on this drive.
Yeah, so it looks like they're settling down, and what they've settled in on is they like their matchups with the tight end. Olsen, they talked about him the whole time. They like their matchups against linebackers and with the safety, and then also a little bit of Clark inside. So they're going to their tight ends to move the chains.
Jay Cutler 4 of 5 on this drive for 50 yards. Greg Olsen in his 3rd year out of Miami, a first-round draft pick in 2007, taken 31st overall.
The Wayne, New Jersey guy. Wayne Hills High School, I believe.
Outstanding program in New Jersey. So we start the second. 2nd and 3 for Chicago. Forte bounces off a block, picks up 2. He's about a half-yard short of the first down. Abreu Franklin got the hit on him.
You know, San Francisco has great confidence in their front seven. And evidence of that is they'll stay in that 2 deep look a lot. They'll keep their safeties back. You're going to watch them. They're going to keep them. Both these guys, they'll keep them back here, and they're going to expect this group up front to handle the run game all by itself, and it does. And again, they got very active backers and a couple of real good down linemen.
3rd and short. Forte's got the first down. He needed the 30 and he got it. So the second 3rd and 1 conversion for Chicago. Remember their first possession, they had a 3rd and 8. Second possession, 3rd and 9. They get a couple 3rd and 1s. As Lovie Smith said, let's keep it manageable, keep run pass option in play.
And that's exactly this Chicago Bear offense. They want to get to 3rd and 5 or less. That's when they believe they're working at their peak. When they can do that, they can be the most efficient.
Olsen comes in motion and gets set. Cutler with time for Olsen along the sideline, incomplete. Terrell Brown on the coverage.
Yeah, he caught the ball, but he did not get both feet and wasn't even close. A nice job by the officials. Now, we said a little earlier about, they're going to move the chains, and they've been doing it with their tight ends. Olsen's a guy who's got very good speed. Number 1 pick, just going to try to run up that side. Terrell Brown, number 25, is right on top of him. But he's still going to keep feeding it to him. The big kid who does a good job of attacking the football.
Johnny Knox comes in, the rookie out of Abilene Christian, to the top of your screen at wide receiver for Chicago. Forte with a hole, spins off the tackle. Forte inside the 20 and tackle from behind inside the 15-yard line. Longest run of the ball game.
Yeah, well done up front by the Chicago Bears. And then once Matt Forte gets to the second level right here, finishes with a spin, that's where he makes his money. Excellent vision, has very, very good feel. Watch his feet in the hole right here. Keeps him going. Good balance. Well done.
Gain of 16 on the play. Forte, not much there. Abreu Franklin and Justin Smith stuck their nose in there right away.
You get down here in the red zone, and this is where this Bear team really likes Olsen. But it changes because now the field is compressed. It's shorter. The angles change. The defenders can break on things faster. Your angle for the ball coming out changes. So there's a lot of things inside that change in the passing game here inside this red zone.
Olsen with 6 touchdown catches on the season, 3 last week.
Going empty
against Arizona.
You got Forte outside.
Cutler with time. Cutler to Earl Bennett. Takes it to the 5, gain of 9.
Now, Earl Bennett is a guy that Jay Cutler has a lot of confidence with. And he, interestingly, he really likes him on inside routes. And you're going to see Bennett, he just comes down, kind of takes his time, and then a little burst, and the ball is right on top of him.
Vanderbilt to Vanderbilt. 3rd and 1, and Cutler keeps it. And that is 3 3rd and 1 conversions now for Chicago. Jay Cutler used that 233-pound frame. Lovie Smith really positive with the way this game is starting to unfold. They're running the ball a little bit. Jay Cutler has really struggled in the red zone with 6 red zone interceptions in the last 13 games. Tom Brady has 6 interceptions in his career in the red zone.
Hate when that happens.
First and goal. Forte maybe a yard. Spike's got the first hit. Rest of the defense converged. A little hesitation there from Forte, huh?
Well, you know, it closed. It was going to be a trap to the left side, and it shut down real fast, and so he redirected right at the point. But, you know, this is where you have to win this thing in the trenches, and that obviously comes down to the offensive defensive line. But, you know, one of the trends that you've seen, there's not a lot of good short yardage and goal line running, and I think part of that reason is because the proliferation of the shotgun. You don't get down in the stance all the time and come off the ball with low pad level.
Second and goal, Forte again. Not much there. Takes it inside the 2. It'll be third and goal from about a yard and a half out.
Well done by Abreu Franklin on the inside. Just stuffing up the middle. Now, if you're if you're the Chicago Bears right now, what you want to be able to do is give Jay Cutler an option. Get him out on the edge. Let him stretch the field a little bit. He can throw to the back of the end zone or somebody back underneath.
They bring Kevin Schaefer in as a tackle eligible. He's lined up to the left of the line. Third and goal, yard and a half for Chicago. Cutler with time, intercepted. Abreu Franklin. Oh, I talked about him being the man in the middle. That time he was the man with the hands. And another red zone pick for Cutler. An 18-play, 88-yard drive, 9 minutes and 6 seconds, ends in a Jay Cutler interception, his 4th red zone pick of the year, his 7th in the last 13 games, his 13th interception of the season. Abreu Franklin with the pick. So both teams have missed chances to score. San Francisco missing a field goal, and Cutler throwing the pick.
Oh,
Smith.
It's on Smith.
Under siege, and he's going to get sacked back at the 5-yard line.
That one's on Smith, but let's go back to the interception. I want you to see this. They go play action, they're going to try to hit it up top to Clark. That is covered. He comes back inside to Kellen Davis. Now, he may have thought there was one guy open. There were 3 guys, and it's a pick. And you can see in Mike Singletary's eyes how happy he was for Abreu Franklin to come up with that.
He's left scratching his head as to the decision to throw it in that traffic. Marcus Harrison on the last play got a sack for Chicago, and Vernon Davis went a little bit early. He started out of his stance a little too quickly.
False start. Offense number 85. Half the distance to the goal. We made a second down.
Second penalty on Vernon Davis and a false start.
You know, I said earlier on the previous down that was on Alex Smith. They went man. He had the slant wide open, and he waited on it. He was looking at it, and he just waited on it, and then the pocket collapsed. One of the things you see of him on tape is sometimes he doesn't anticipate very well. He waits to see things. You can't do that. There has to be better anticipation.
Second and 18. Morgan got a block, takes it out to about the 14-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play. Jay Cutler just kind of shaking his head right now. He knows.
Yeah, and he knows exactly, and he knows what he was looking at, and he knows what he was trying to force it into that small window. And like we said, it was closed by Abreu Franklin, but some of that stuff, you know, you know your arm, you know your strength, and you take a chance. And we talked about that to him yesterday. And he knows he has to limit, especially early, he has to limit taking those chances.
3rd and 7, Walker in motion. Smith, Gore needs a block. Gore gets it. Gore has a first down to the 23, gain of 8.
Did you see how Frank Gore finished that run? He knew where the first down marker was, and he knew he was going to have to finish the thing with power. And so he gets down behind his pads and runs right through it. You see Smith, he's buying time, now dumps it off underneath. Now watch Gore at the end. Just finish, head down, runs through his pads. Well done.
San Francisco wiggles himself out of a little danger, gets himself a fresh set of downs.
That's a big first down right there.
going to say for Jay Cutler after that. Smith to Gore. Good awareness by Smith to find the open man, gain of 9.
Now this is where Alex Smith is most comfortable. He's most comfortable in the shotgun. He sees the field better. He makes better decisions from back there. And you know, the thing about him is he moves around pretty well. He's, you know, you look at him, he's a big kind of angular kid, kind of tall, but he moves around pretty well.
That's what he was most comfortable doing from his college days.
Exactly.
Always being in the shotgun. 2nd and 1. Gore right near the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot.
You know, Alex Smith, we were talking about him and just what kind of guy he is. And he's one of those guys who wants to know everything. A very bright guy, but he wants to know where everybody is on the field, and he likes precision. And one of the things that hurts him a little bit is the improvisation. When things break down and they're not where they need to be, that's where he struggles a little bit, and he readily admits it.
He admitted it. His offensive coordinator, Jimmy Ray, admitted it. Sometimes he overthinks situations. And Mike Singletary pulled him aside after last week and he said, listen, just go play football.
Yeah, stop your thinking. What's wrong with you?
Gore picked up the first down. Smith's pass is deflected and nearly intercepted by Nick Roach. Fine play by Roach, who got shaken up earlier in the ballgame.
Yeah, and he shook those cobwebs off fast. Well done by Roach. He's going to come off that right side. Right here, you're going to see him. And does a good job, good awareness. Get your hands up, try to deflect if you can, but get in the way, and almost comes up with a great play.
Smith knew that Vernon Davis was the hot with Roach blitzing, and Roach just made a good play.
Yep.
Second and 10 for the 49ers with 5:32 to go in a scoreless half. Gore hit by Briggs at the 37-yard line after a gain of 4.
You know what you're seeing right now with the Chicago Bears, which I got to be frank with you haven't seen a lot of in the National Football League this year, but good tackling. Right now you're seeing good tackling out of this Chicago Bear defense. Lance Briggs is a good tackler, and we talked about it last night with him, with Lance Briggs. You know, he just said we did not tackle well last week. And if you're going to do that, you better bring everything with you, and you better be able to see it with those eyes, diagnose it fast, and get to the ball.
It's channeling a little Mike Singletary there in the middle with those big eyes.
It's a good look.
3rd and 6 for the Niners. Smith to the middle. Morgan first down to the 45. Well, you know, we talked so much about Alex Smith wanting to work the outsides as he did last week. This time he goes inside to Morgan.
Yeah, this is really well done by Alex Smith because they came out with their set. And then from their set, you see the defense was checking, and you saw that. Now watch the patience. He has the patience. He has Vernon Davis coming to the outside, and then Morgan breaks to the inside, and the ball's right where it has to be. That time, well done with anticipation.
So first down to Morgan from the San Francisco 46. Smith looking for the home run to Crabtree, and it's intercepted at the 19-yard line.
Bad
Zachary
ball.
Bowman on the pick, his 3rd of the season. Alex Smith starving for a touchdown pass, instead picked off on the pass intended for Crabtree. So both quarterbacks have thrown interceptions here in a scoreless first half. And a false start against the Chicago Bears.
False start. Offense number 23.
Devin Hester called for the
5-yard
penalty.
Let's take a good look at that interception. This is straight cover 3, and well done. He knows, this is Zach Bowman outside. He knows that he has safety help on the inside, and he also is going to get his underneath coverage out of his linebackers. So you hold the outside. Hold the outside. Nicely done. And now play the ball through the receiver. And held perfect position, good discipline, comes up with a pick.
Forte and a 1st and 10. Flag on the play as he takes it out to the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 7, but we'll check the flag again. And it's going to be holding against the Chicago Bears.
Holding. Offense number 23. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So Devin Hester gets called for a false start and a hold.
Yeah, he got him pretty good, too. You're going to see him. He just kind of grabs him and gives him a yank. Watch, there's Spencer right there. He just on the top of the pads and throws him down. If you're going to hold, you got to be a little bit more subtle than that.
So they spot the ball back at the 10-yard line as Hester goes out of the ball game. 1st and 19 for Chicago. 2 tight ends. McKee the fullback, Forte the tailback. Cutler to throw. Forte to the sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Michael Lewis at the 14-yard line. 2nd and 15, screen. Forte with a nice catch, runs out of a tackle and room. Picks up a block. Forte to midfield, and then finally Goldson brings him down at the 49-yard line of San Francisco, gain of 37.
Well, the whole thing's not going to happen unless he gets one quick block on the front end. See, Takeo Spikes is down. This is going to be a screen set up here. And now I want you to watch Olin Kreutz, number 57, right there. That's the key.
Adrian Peterson in for Chicago after Forte's 37-yard catch and run. Cutler with time. Receiver slip, intercepted by Terrell Brown. Brown picks up the block. Needs another. Gets it. Inside the 15. And it'll be 1st and goal, San Francisco. Devin Hester slipped. Terrell Brown gets his first pick of the year. Playing for the injured Nate Clements.
He gets himself a nice pick, and this is all on Devin Hester because the anticipation is there, the ball is going to be there, and Devin Hester is not there. And the reason is right there, right there. He plants that inside foot and slips, and Brown takes it and does a really nice job. And you talked about it, need an extra block. That was a nice block right there by Goldson, and then he's knocked out, and it's 1st and goal.
Jake Cutler,
yeah,
his open game right there. He took a shot.
And he gets right back up, and he eventually is the one who pushes him out of bounds. So good hustle by Cutler.
From the 14, Gore with room. Gore, touchdown Niners. His 6th rushing touchdown of the year. It goes from 14 yards out, and San Francisco's on the board.
And he gets by with a little help from his friends. And this time it's David Boss, the left guard. Nice job, good at the point, and then he gets to the 2nd level. Watch David Boss right here, number 64. Watch the pull. Boom, right inside. Really well done on Harrison. And then Gore, next level, and it's 6 quick.
The 51-yard interception return by Terrell Brown set it up. Gore with a touchdown run, his 6th of the season. Nedney's extra point right down the middle. So with 2:03 to go in the first half, it's San Francisco on the board. Jake Cutler, 2 interceptions in his last 4 passes. The Brown 51-yard return sets up the Frank Gore 14-yard touchdown run. And San Francisco with a 7-0 lead with 2:03 to go in the half. Danielle Manning from his own 2. Does not even make the 20-yard line. Back at San Francisco, Terrell Brown's 51-yard interception return set up San Francisco, and Alex Smith did the smart thing and handed it right to Frank Gore, who ran it in for a touchdown. Jake Cutler has been picked off twice. Once by Abreu Franklin on a 3rd and goal at the 1 in the end zone. From their own 17. Cutler nearly intercepted again. Shante Spencer sat on the route and nearly had the pick.
Yeah, he almost did. You know, this is really a good job in coverage. This is a well-done job by Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator, of trying to hide some things. And they're going to run this thing out. Watch the anticipation right here. He read that route perfectly and jumped on it, and it was almost a 6 quick. There's Greg Minuski, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania native.
Love catching up with you. Forte. Knocked down, good open field tackle by the safety Deshaun Goldson. Gain of 2.
Just looking at this thing with what Greg Minuski's doing there, he likes to play a lot of zone because he knows he's a little weak in the secondary. And so he does a little bit of disguising. He'll give you a lot of cover 2, but he'll play quarters out of it. Every now and then he'll jump in man, but not very often. He likes to play the zones and let his front 7 take care of the run game.
Surprised San Francisco didn't use one of their timeouts here on a 3rd and 8.
Under 2 minutes, yeah, absolutely.
Under pressure, Forte. Forte has a first down to the 31-yard line. With under 1 minute to go here in the first half. Little no huddle. Cutler, middle of the field. Earl Bennett's got a first down. And he gets tackled at the 48-yard line. And Chicago will use a timeout with 37 seconds to go in the half. Trey Bly on the tackle. Jay Cutler's thrown 2 interceptions, 37 seconds to go in the half. The Niners with a 7-0 lead. The last time the Bears were shut out in the first half of the game, week 14 of the 2007 season at Washington. Hester tight to the bottom of your screen. Cutler's pass batted at the line of scrimmage. Ahmad Brooks got a hand on it. They were very enthusiastic about Ahmad Brooks and what he could potentially be for them.
Well, I remember him coming out of college, and everybody was excited about him. He's probably their most natural pass rusher that they have. That time he just comes back inside, forces the inside, gets his hands up, obviously, and knocks that thing down. This guy here, he's got pass rushing ability, and you can't be a good outside rusher if you don't take the inside, and he understands taking the inside.
Second and 10. Bears with 2 timeouts remaining and a delay of game. The back judge threw the flag, crossed his arms, Matt, and you know what that means right there.
Remains second down.
And that's poor clock management there by the quarterback. You heard us talking about it in the front end of this, and he is the field general, and he's the guy who's in control, and so he's the one on the field who's got to be in complete control. That time he just lost it.
Especially coming off an incomplete pass.
Yeah,
It's not as if you're hurrying up or plays coming in. You have time.
He's getting a lot of look here out of Minuski's defense.
Bears with 2 timeouts remaining. Johnny Knox makes his first catch and gets out of bounds.
Good job
Trey
by
Bly
Knox.
missed the tackle that would have kept him in bounds and forced Chicago to use the timeout.
Yeah, and so Minuski this time dials up a 3 deep, 5 under, rushes 3. And so he's trying to flood the whole zones underneath. And Knox does a good job, as does Cutler, and able to get the ball to him. But Knox does a good job of making the miss and then get outside. Right there, he throws it back underneath, and then Trey Bly, he just runs away from him. Knox has great speed, incidentally.
Saves Chicago a timeout. Cutler on a 3rd and 4. Olsen dragged down by Mark Roman. He's got a first down, and Chicago will burn another timeout with 20 seconds. They have 1 remaining.
And so with 1 timeout remaining, Cutler can still use the whole field. He doesn't have to worry about going on the perimeter. He can take a shot in the middle and still come down with it. He needs to get about 15 yards to take a good kick.
Robbie Gould's long field goal this season, 52 yards against Detroit in Chicago.
Everybody's standing up.
Cutler buys time with his legs for Hester. Can't squeeze it into double coverage. Goldson and Spencer on the coverage.
Yeah, they rushed 4. And I want you to take a look at this. This is what they're trying to do, is they're trying to get you to try to guess at who's going to come. Look at all these guys up front. They're all standing up. You don't know who's going to come, who is or who isn't. They'll bring linebackers up. They have all of them standing. And then you have to determine your protection. And then he tries to take a shot down the field over the top of Hester's head.
2nd and 10 with 14 seconds. Chicago has the 1 timeout remaining. Cutler, as Spencer ran into Earl Bennett, and they're going to get Spencer for getting there too early.
It's just going to give him a first down with 9 seconds. He has one. He can take one more
Pass
play.
interference. Defense number 36. Penalizing the spot of the foul and a first down.
Yeah, you're going to see he's going to get there before the ball does. But they have one more shot here. They have 9 seconds. You got one more play. You can call a timeout and then try to kick a field goal.
Because from here it would be a 53-yarder. Gold hit on the 52-yarder earlier this year, his career long.
So he can use the whole field here. So he doesn't have to take a shot deep or anything.
You want your tight end here, Olsen?
I probably anything. It looks like you're getting 4 across the top here, and it's underneath the 2.
Hester's got it and gets out of bounds at the 27-yard line with 6 seconds to go in the half.
Now you got to kick it.
And they'll send out the field goal unit with only 6 seconds to go. So this will be about a 45-yard field goal attempt. Let's see where Brad Maynard will set the mark for Gold right at the 35-yard line. Veteran combination. Trying to get Chicago on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Maynard set. Manley with the snap. And Gold's kick is through, but a timeout was called by, well, they called a delay of game. The back judge.
I don't see a flag there.
Delay of game. Offense.
That's
5-yard penalty.
inexcusable right there. That's 2
Second down.
delay of game calls. Yeah, you can see the clock ran down.
Take a look.
This is the game clock. Here's the play clock. Yeah, it ran out. And that's inexcusable. You can't do that, especially when you have a timeout in your pocket.
There's 2 delay of game penalties on this drive. So now that makes it a 50-yard field goal for Gold.
Well, anybody can make the 45. They want to try to see if they can do it at 50.
Snap is good. Kick on its way. It's got plenty of leg, and Robbie Gold connects from 50.
That's a good kicker. Where's he from?
Penn State.
Oh, he's a good kicker.
So with 2 seconds to go, Robbie Gold able to knock it through from 50 after the delay of game penalty on Chicago.
Yeah, they're just making it hard themselves. They've done it the whole first half. They've come out with two picks, a couple of penalties, and they're still right in the middle of this football game. They've not played their best, and they're still in the middle of it.
Jay watches it go through, says, okay. Mike Singletary gave up some points. The Bears have over 200 yards of offense so far, but only 3 points. The interceptions, obviously, the difference, including 1 and a 3rd and goal at the 1. Alex Smith and the Niners have just under 100 yards of offense, but the Terrell Brown 51-yard interception return, obviously key.
Well, one thing you can see from a week ago, this Chicago Bear defense is a different defense right now than it was just 7 days, or not, just 4 days ago, when they were torched for five touchdowns. Of course, you don't have Kurt Warner throwing the ball right now.
Robbie Gold bangs it on the ground. And one of the up men takes a knee. Penchwan Balmer took a knee, and that's the end of the first half here in San Francisco. Back in San Francisco, let's review the first half game summary brought to you by Taco Bell. Jay Cutler has thrown 2 interceptions, 164 yards. Forte has 93 total yards in the ball game. A bulk of that came on a long reception, catch and run. Alex Smith, 8 of 12, 72 yards a pick. Frank Gore, 39 yards rushing, including a 14-yard touchdown. As we welcome you back to our Thursday night football booth, Bob Popple along with Matt Millen, and you take a look at, kind of where this first half transpired, and big mistakes made, especially by the Bears with Jay Cutler in the second quarter throwing an interception when Chicago had a 3rd and goal at the 1.
Yeah, I think the big one was the first one. I mean, the second one you couldn't really do much about. And Hester tried to make a cut off his inside foot and fell down, and that went back the other way. But they had their opportunity to punch it in, and just an awful decision by Jay Cutler. But they haven't been able to run the football. So I would expect here in the second half that you're going to get a lot more of Jay Cutler in his arm.
With that all said, I mean, Chicago's down by 4 as we start the third quarter. Now, San Francisco had won the opening coin toss, and they deferred to the second half. Arnaz Battle back deep for the 49ers, along with Michael Robinson as the protector. Robbie Gould gets the second half under the way. Battle from his own 6. Battle out across the 30, and a flag comes flying in. So hold that return in good field position for the 49ers. Jamar Williams made the tackle for Chicago. Once again, Ron Winter.
During the return, holding number 26 the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
You know,
Mark
if you're
Roman called for the penalty.
I'm sorry about that, Bobby, but you know, I think if you're a fan of the Chicago Bears right here, you have to like the way their defense played. Defensively, they did some good things. They didn't give up much yardage. They gave up the 14-yard run after the touchdown, but they've been holding the San Francisco offense in track, or in check rather.
You know, we saw Crabtree early.
Right.
Alex Smith tried to force one through it to the outside when Crabtree had inside position, got picked off. Let's see if they go back to him a little bit. Gore on a first down run, hit by Hunter Hillenmeyer, and tackled after a gain of a couple. 3 yards on the pickup.
If you go back to what Mike Singletary, the head coach, said, he wanted to be at the very beginning of the year. He wanted to be physical. He wanted to have a good running game, and he wanted to play physical defense. And so now here you are. You're up 7-3. It's going to be one of them games. It's going to be a slugfest. And so they need to get Frank Gore running the football here in the second half.
Gore 8 carries for 39 yards so far. Morgan in motion. They'll feed it to Gore again, and Tommy Harris
was that
drops
good?
him for a loss of a couple.
That was really well done by Tommy Harris. He just had a nice quick inside move. He jumped around the guard, and boy, he was right in the middle of the backfield. You're going to watch him right there, number 91. See how he took that right against Boss. Boss got a little top heavy. He just used him against him. Took his momentum, jumped over the top of it, back in the backfield. Ooh, I like that. That's good stuff. Yes, it is. That's what he's capable of. When he's on, he makes a lot of those plays.
Kicked out last week after the 4th play of the game. So 3rd and long for the Niners. Crabtree gets one block, but then Briggs cuts him down after a gain of 5. And San Francisco goes 3 and out.
And a good series by the Chicago Bears defensively. And they got him. They get off the field. That's what they wanted to be able to do. And Tommy Harris spearheaded that one. That's a big play there on second down.
Devin Hester back to receive Andy Lee's punt. Lee bounds at the 35 and rolls out at the 36-yard line of Chicago. 39-yard punt, no return for Hester. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Bob, there are 3 rules of the kicking game. Don't be offsides, don't rough the kicker, and don't let the ball hit the ground. It's twice now I've seen the ball hit the ground. As a returner, you can't do that.
During the return, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 46 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Delaney Walker called for the penalty and a personal foul. San Francisco and Chicago, with the Niners leading 7-3 here in the third. Keo Spike's hamstring injury, not expected to return. Devin Hester in space, and he gets cut down after a gain of about 8. Matt Wilhelm on the tackle. He's in for Spikes. Well, this is what Chicago did in bringing in Jay Cutler, needing him to sort of use his arm. They're not running the ball well. Try to lead this team into the postseason. They haven't had a marquee quarterback like Cutler in years.
Yeah, and this is why they brought him here. And you know what I like about Jay Cutler? The game doesn't get too big for him. And you know, he's still going to take some shots with that arm of his. he has good confidence in it.
Manny Lawson shuts down Matt Forte, and he'll lose 2 on the play. Cutler 16 of 24, 172 yards, and 2 interceptions. 3rd and 4 for Chicago. 6 defensive backs in for the 49ers. Well, Bennett comes set, top of the screen. Cutler under pressure, intercepted by Goldson. Tried to check down to Adrian Peterson, and Cutler's been picked off for the 3rd time.
Tried to force it again. Had some pressure, just tried to jump it underneath, and Goldson was there.
Jay Cutler has thrown 3 picks in his last 14 throws here in San Francisco. He now has 15 interceptions on the season in only his 9th game. They give it to Gore, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, I got to apologize to Jay Cutler. I want you to watch the umpire right there. Remember we showed you earlier in how they were trying to run picks off the umpire? Well, this guy is instructed when there's a pass to gain ground, and he tries to gain ground right there, but he just bumps into Hester, and Hester doesn't finish his route all the way through, and he just throws it over. It would have been a completion. And he said, what am I going to do? Guy, you know, he knocked into him, intercepted.
When it's going bad, it's going bad. 2nd and 10 for Smith and the Niners. Checks down to Gore, and Gore's going to lose a couple. Charles Tillman was there to make it a loss of 2.
And that's good coverage by the Chicago Bears. You could see how he was trying to look down the field first, waiting for it to develop, and it wasn't there, and then he hit his outlet, and they did a good job of converging, going from deep to short to shut that thing down.
You know, and this is one of the things Lovie Smith talked about his team, you know, fighting through the bad plays, being mentally strong as a team, sort of the same theme as Mike Singletary, but you throw the interception, now go out and play good defense and get the ball back.
Exactly right.
Gore and Michael Robinson in. 3rd and 12. Smith had his arm hit, flag on the play, and intercepted. Lance Briggs got the pick off the deflected ball, but we'll check the flag.
Looked like Israel Adonijay is the guy
Offside. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Adewale Ogunleye has just taken that pick for Lance Briggs off the board.
Yeah, that's a nice effort by Adonijay, just getting his hand in and knowing where the launch point for that ball is. You're going to watch him just reading inside, and here's the pick. Unfortunately, all this goes for naught, and they bring it back on the penalty.
Well, the recipe for losing in this league, every coach will tell you the same thing. Turnovers and penalties. 7th penalty against the Bears, plus Cutler's thrown 3 picks.
Don't beat yourself.
3rd and 7, draw for Gore. Gore squeezes through the hole. Looks like his knee is going to be about a half-yard short. Need to gain the 45-yard line of Chicago, and they're going to mark him down just short of that. Ron Winter will call for a measurement. The yellow line is unofficial, but looking at the 1st down markers, it's right on the 45-yard line.
It's unofficial, but it's pretty darn close. You know, the best thing a defense can do after a turnover is go in there and get a 3 and out and get the ball right back for you. I mean, when you do that, you've done a good job defensively. And they did that, and then they went ahead and had the penalty and had to go for a 4 downs here.
So Ron Winter's called for a measurement. And Gore is going to be about the length of a football short. That's 11.5 inches, Matt.
For those who are interested.
So do you go for it here, or you try to draw him off the outside? Chicago's jumped a couple times. Use a hard count, see if you can get him to jump. A little over anxious.
No, if I'm Mike Singletary, I just want to just be tough and just go. We say we're a physical team. Let's go be a physical team. Incidentally, a football should be 12 inches long because it's a football.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Got to look at the rule book, though.
Yeah, exactly.
4th and less than 1. Smith's going to keep it. And I don't know if he got there.
I don't think he did. Look at the official coming in. Watch where the foot goes. No, he's short. He's short. Did not get it.
Lance Briggs filled the hole and came flying in from his linebacker spot, and that defensive line got a great push.
See right there, that official has that foot. That's where the tip of that ball goes, and that's going to be short. Remember the last time they brought it out, the chain went to the middle of the 45. Now, this is just a good job. Watch the low. Low man wins. Good job inside. They get the push. The defense gets the push.
Tommy Harris.
Tommy Harris right there. Well done. Harrison on the other side. This is going to be short, and this is going to be Chicago's ball.
By half a football.
That would be 6 inches.
Well, the 49ers offensive line could not get enough surge for a 4th and a foot. Mike Singletary came over and weighed in on it as well.
Well, he started right from the sideline and followed him right to the bench.
He was a bit more animated when they came off the field. So Jay Cutler to Matt Forte. He's got Beekman out in front. Gets a block from Beekman inside the 30. And down at the 23-yard line. Gain of 31 for Forte.
Well, Jake Cutler has tried to push the ball down the field a few times, but what's been his best friend tonight has been the screen. And so what they do is they allow the rush to come, and then they just dump it over the top. He draws it in, and it's really well done. Like you said, Beekman with the push right there, and then to the outside goes Forte and picks up a big first down.
First and 10, Hester on the run. Lawson chases him down after being shaken up on the last series, holds it to a gain of 2.
That's a heck of a play by Manny Lawson right there. That's no slouch. He just ran down from inside out. He reads it really well and then gets on his horse, takes a very good angle, and knocks him down. Great effort right there by Manny Lawson.
Manny Lawson is his 4th year out of North Carolina State.
Look at this now. He's got to chase that top shoulder.
Forte shut down. Matt Wilhelm on the tackle. Remember, Takeo Spikes with a hamstring injury out of the game. Wilhelm started 7 games last year for San Diego. Good veteran pickup by the 49ers.
Yeah, the Ohio State, they tried to run a little trap inside, and Wilhelm just comes and fills that thing real nicely. Well diagnosed. Good read.
Chicago's been in a lot of these 3rd and 8s. All their short yardage 3rd and 1s came on one drive. Earl Bennett gets to the outside, but good pursuit. Dre Bly slowed him down, and then Terrell Brown finished him off with Mark Roman.
Well, San Francisco's got to be happy with the way their defense is getting to the ball. I mean, even when, Dre Bly missed that tackle, but he forced him to the outside where his friends were converging and is able to force that thing, and Bennett gets out of bounds, sets up this 4th.
I'd like to welcome all those joining us on NFL.com. Welcome to NFL Network Thursday Night Football. Log on now for enhanced coverage. Robbie Gould from 38 with Maynard to hold to pull Chicago within 1. Snap is good. And Gould, who hit a 50-yarder earlier, connects from 38. Bob Pop along with Matt Millen. So glad you can join us for our first Thursday Night Football game of the year. And the Chicago Bears sideline all fired up.
And they should be fired up. And the guys who are getting fired up right there is that defense, because the defense of Chicago right now is playing really well.
Stopping the Niners on a 4th and a foot. Arnaz battle from the 5. Gets a block to the outside and shoved out of bounds at the 31-yard line by Danielle Manning. 26-yard return as Alex Smith and the 49ers offense ready to go back to work.
So halfway through the 3rd quarter, this Chicago Bear defense has only given up 108 yards. San Francisco has had 7 possessions. They've only had 7 first downs. That's good defense.
49ers last 4 drives, 28 yards. 1 first down. The touchdown set up after the Terrell Brown interception.
Well, they're locked up here.
Smith with some time, middle of the field, finds Crabtree across the 50, gain of 20.
Well, they had man-to-man outside. Smith saw it. He got the protection that he needed, and he was able to find Crabtree down the field. But the whole thing starts right here. Just watch the nice protection, and then I want you to watch Crabtree on the top side. Here he comes. He has the time. He eyeballs him right into that zone, just sitting there, and it's a big first down. They went to Crabtree early, and that's the first time they've gone to him since early in the game.
Niners' biggest offensive yardage gain of the game, 20 yards. Morgan in the middle of the field takes it to the 45 before he's tackled after a gain of 4. I said the biggest offensive gain because, of course, Terrell Brown had a 51-yard interception that set up Frank Gore's 14-yard touchdown run.
Well, when they went to Crabtree early, I mean, you could see what he can do. And he's one of those guys that they like the matchup with him. And he's pretty accomplished in his route running and getting off jams. You can see right now he's locked up again up top.
4 catches for 48 yards. Nothing doing for Gore. Nick Roach got the first hit on him. That'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
That's good defense up inside by the Chicago Bears. But when you look at Crabtree, the other thing that impresses you is he's not afraid to block. In fact, he wants to block, and he's got some toughness to him. And there's a lot to learn as a young receiver in the National Football League. And one of them is getting these guys to learn to enjoy blocking. He's not afraid. Look, he's going to go right at it. I like that. Kid got some spunk.
Gore 14 carries for 43 yards. San Francisco with a 3rd and 8. And we get a whistle and a flag. False start against the Niners.
False start. Offense number 84.
Well, Matt, you talk
5-yard
about
penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Josh Morgan called for the penalty. You talk about the young receiver, and there's a lot of things that they've got to get accomplished just to be successful.
There's a ton. The first thing, you break the huddle, you got to know and understand exactly what your assignment is. And then you got to know your splits. You got to know your hash marks. You got to know where your numbers are. It's a different field in the pros than it is. Then you have motion. Are you motioning to where you have to be? Motioning away. You got to scan the coverage, understand your blocking, know if you have a conversion in your route. There's a ton of stuff that you have to do as a receiver. And as a young receiver, it's a lot to learn.
This will be the Niners' 2nd 3rd down attempt of over 9 yards. They're 0 for 1. Middle screen, Davis. And a flag comes in right around midfield. He's tackled at the 47-yard line as Chicago swarmed to the football. I think they're going to get a hold against the Niners.
And they also man downfield. Offense number 68. A penalty
Decline,
decline. It's the 4th down.
Adam Snyder, the right tackle, called for the penalty. At least a little too early.
You can't. I mean, you're beating yourself again. Now, the Chicago Bears would have been able to stop that thing regardless. It would have been a 4th down. But you can't continually make mistakes like that.
Andy Lee into punt. Good high kick. Hester from the 13. And good pursuit as flags fly in. Arnell's battle with the tackle. Brooks got down there in pursuit as well. With 4:26 to go in the 3rd. Another penalty flag. 34-yard punt, 4-yard return.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, number 83 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I want you to watch Hester on the outside. You're going to watch it have the comeback. The ball is thrown right now. It's out there. The vision of the corner back inside. He's going to be beat. The ball's thrown, and it's picked, goes back the other way.
On a 1st and 10, Forte loses a yard. Matt Wilhelm again on the tackle, so he stepped in for Takeo Spikes and done a nice job for San Francisco.
Yeah, the second interception that he had inside, he tries to rub off the umpire inside, and that comes back to bite him in the rear end too.
Yeah, it was Bill Schuster, the umpire.
He was trying to move to the line of scrimmage, and it was, like you said, sometimes they use that umpire to rub a defender off. This time it backfired on him.
2nd and 11. Intended for Bennett, incomplete. Shante Spencer on the coverage. You know, we talk about the unproductive first down for Chicago. And, you know, Matt Forte, 16 carries for 33 yards.
And we said they needed balance. And they've not been balanced at all. And they inevitably are going to have to rely on the arm of Jay Cutler because, as we said, the San Francisco front seven's pretty darn good.
This will be the second third down attempt of 9 or more yards for Chicago. 3rd and 11. Middle of the field, Olsen, first down. Make them 1 for 2. Gain of 14 to Olsen.
Nicely done by Cutler. He sees the pressure come from his left side, and then he knows, because the pressure's coming that way, that Olsen's going to be able to have a hole in the middle of the field. So here comes the pressure off the left side. Eyes are up, down inside, boom, ball's out, first down.
Olsen's 6th catch, 69 yards. From the 44, 1st and 10 Bears. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Forte can't handle it in space. A little high.
Heck, that's like being in the locker room. You tune in just to listen to that.
2nd and 10. Cutler under pressure, middle of the field. Earl Bennett's got it. Runs out of a Lewis tackle. There's a flag back on the play. Near midfield. Gain of 40.
Bob, that was great patience by Jay Cutler.
2 flags. 1 in the secondary, 1 near midfield.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Ineligible downfield, offense number 65. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25 defense. By rule, those penalties offset. Replay, 2nd down.
Well, Terrell Brown of the Niners got called for the 2nd foul.
You can watch him here on Johnny Knox. Just a little bit of an extra hold, and then they just keep on going. That one didn't look like much to me. But look at Lawson, gets up in the air. But did you see the patience there by Jay Cutler? He just stood, let him go up in the air, and just got his eyes down the field and was able to find Bennett. However, it's coming back.
And the penalty was actually on Roberto Garza, I believe, of Chicago. There is no 65 that plays the offensive line. Patrick Manley, who is the long snapper. They called it on 65. But I think it was on Roberto Garza, the right guard, who leaked downfield.
Okay, first they said they offset, and now they're marking it off. And now he's winding the clock. So away we go, and they pick up a first down.
And they called it on Terrell Brown at the end of the play.
That's what they called right there. That hand to the face at the end, that's what they got him for.
At the end of the play. So Cutler
just threw it away. Good decision.
Got out of the tackle box and threw it away. Justin Smith on the coverage.
You know, we've been talking, Justin Smith is one of those players in San Francisco defensive front that's a good player. And he's one of those guys that he just keeps on working it and working it. He's got some toughness to him. He's got a little bit of quickness to him. But he's the leader. They brought him in a year ago, and he's kind of become the leader of this defense, especially up front.
From the 41, 2nd and 10. Forte Dragged down nicely by Matt Wilhelm.
Matt Wilhelm was playing himself a good football game here. He came in for Takeo Spikes, and he's been very active. Just jumped right down in there. And good discipline, good reads, and he's getting to his gap responsibility where he has to be. Watch Justin Smith shrinks the thing down. He just gets off the block and makes the tackle. Well done.
Third and 8 for the Bears inside the 40 at the 39. Hester in motion. Cutler, middle of the field, skipped it to Knox. Well, we saw Cutler show so much patience on that one pressure. That time he rushed it a little bit, didn't he, Matt?
Yeah, and he's mad at himself. He knows it. As soon as he let the ball go, he just turned and ran to the sideline because he had it on the end. It was coming back underneath. It was a nice combination. They cleared out with the inside runner and came back underneath, and he missed it. It was open.
Cutler now 20 of 33 for 220 yards. No touchdowns, 3 picks. Maynard to punt. Angles it to the near sideline. Oh, beautiful punt as it dies at the 4. And they'll mark it out at the 6. 33-yard punt. Walker goes in motion. They give for Gore. And Gore just gets engulfed at the point of attack. No gain on the play. Goulier did a nice job getting off his block.
Goulier, he's been active inside. Tommy Harris has been active inside. Harrison's been active. It's been a good night for the down 4 of the Chicago Bears. They've been getting off the ball well. They've been getting good penetration inside. They've been holding the point. All the things you need for good, solid defense.
Frank Gore averaging 3.1 yards per carry. 43 yards on 14 attempts. He has the only touchdown here tonight. Smith, Vernon Davis, tackled by Nick Roach. He'll mark his forward progress at the 11. Gain of 5.
They've only tried to push the ball down the field just a few times, and it's been to Michael Crabtree, who's not really a real speed guy. Now, he will go up and get the ball, but you're going to be able to run with him for the most part.
And the Niners do not have to run another play with 20 seconds to go on the play clock and 13 seconds to go and counting here in the third quarter.
Good old-fashioned defensive football. Chicago Bears and San Francisco playing good defense.
The San Francisco 49ers will have a third down from their own 11-yard line. The only touchdown tonight, Frank Gore, a 14-yard touchdown run. Alex Smith, 14 of 18 for 109 yards passing.
A locked up man across the board.
Gore tries to throw the out, and Morgan slipped. Corey Graham on the coverage.
They like the tight coverage, so apparently the Chicago Bears defenders think that they can run with these guys and they can give pressure, even if they run out in the zone. They're not afraid of their speed.
Matt, you played a long time with the Raiders, played a couple of years with the 49ers in this Bay Area. When nightfall comes, the moisture, this field can get slick.
Oh, yeah. Who said it? Mark Twain? About it being cold here. The coldest winter he ever had was a summer in San Francisco.
Lee kicks it away from Hester, and it'll teeter along midfield. This game has had the brakes on offensively as Jay Cutler and the Bears and Alex Smith and the Niners in a tight one. Bears defense has risen up here. 7-6 the score from midfield. Forte.
Nice hit.
2nd and 8. Forte hit by Willis and Wilhelm and Smith.
You know, now those of you sitting at home, you may be watching this thing saying, man, where's all the offense and where's all the excitement? But I got to tell you, there's a lot of good stuff going on the defensive side of the ball. That is excellent job of holding the point on the front side, good discipline on the backside. And Willis just comes back and bang. They have not gotten much from Matt Forte tonight. And that's because that defensive front has played so well.
He has 88 yards receiving. Low snap. Cutler, middle of the field. Intercepted. Mark Roman with the Niners' 4th pick. And thrown down at the 42-yard line.
The whole thing started with a bad snap. And then Jake Cutler tried to rush himself and came up out of that thing, thought he had a receiver, forced the ball inside to Kellen Davis, and it was picked. Bad snap right there by Olin Kreutz. So he steps up, forces it right there.
Roman, can you make the case that Roman made contact right there?
Yeah, you could.
I mean, that should be interference, Matt.
Instead, it's a pick and it's going the other way. Yeah, not real thrilled with that.
How could that not be interference? 4th interception of Jay Cutler tonight. Looked like Roman ran right through Davis.
He has a right to the ball. That's all I would say defensively.
Gore on the check down. Gore knocked inside the 40. Tackled by Mark Anderson after a gain of 5. Well, Jay Cutler since 1962, the first quarterback since Billy Wade with 2 4 interception games in one season.
Well, 2 of them for sure aren't on him. I mean, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, once they're thrown, they're thrown. But 2 of them weren't. And this last one, you know, to me, I look at that. That's good defense by Mark Roman. But you could make the case that he did bump him.
Now for the season, 16 interceptions thrown by Cutler. Smith buys himself some time. He's trying to find Davis, but he overthrew him out of bounds.
You see Jay Cutler not real pleased with what the heck is going on. He's talking to Olsen and that thing. But, you know, here's the bottom line. Jay Cutler, as a team now, Jay Cutler should turn around and thank that defense, because right now the defense is keeping them completely in the game. You've thrown 3 picks. Here comes your 4th. You're in poor field position, and they have this 3rd down and have an opportunity to get off the field here.
Conversely, San Francisco has recorded 4 interceptions, and they can't deliver the knockout punch. 3rd and 5 from the 39. Direct snap to Gore. Gets a block. Frank Gore to the 20. Gore down to the 10, and he fumbled the football as he got hit from behind. And they say San Francisco ball. That's the preliminary signal.
Well, Frank Gore is getting up with a little bit of a...
Wow, and I think Mark Anderson looked like he threw a punch. Peanut Tillman punched it out from behind.
A lot of whistling going on down there. Frank Gore got up, kind of holding his shoulder.
I think it was Josh Morgan that recovered the football.
It's a big recovery right there. But a nice play call by the 49ers. You know, generally it's not the guy who's in front of you, it's the guy behind you who's going to punch that thing out. And Tillman does do that.
And Morgan comes diving in, and then he wins the battle at the end, because it's not always who recovers it. There's a lot going on at the bottom of that pile, Matt.
There always is. Did you see how Tillman came up from behind? All you young defenders out there, when you're coming up from behind, you punch through. That was really good job.
Play totals 33 yards, 1st and goal. Gore to the 1.
See, apparently his shoulder didn't hurt that much. That was good finishing of that run.
Danielle Manning on the tackle, along with Hunter Hillenmeyer. Gore looking for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. So on a 3rd and 5, the direct snap, and then Gore in space. And credit Josh Morgan for saving the possession. Second and goal. Gore again. Oh, great pursuit to the football by the Bears. Harrison and Agunlier clean it up.
Yeah, they've been doing this all night long. They've been controlling the line of scrimmage inside. And watch it too. Watch the guys down inside. They're going to try to come off that thing. Misdirection. Agunlier right there. Stelz is right there. Lance Briggs is right there. They try to get the defense flowing one way and then come back the other.
You have enough confidence in Alex Smith to put it in the air?
Doesn't matter if I do. It matters if they do. I'd have to throw it right here.
Gore in the backfield. Davis in motion. Smith in trouble. And he just throws it away.
Smart. Take the 3 points. If he could have bought a little bit of time, he had an open receiver coming off the back, but they got some pressure.
So the 49ers will settle for a field goal try with 10:15 to go.
Yeah, the guy they like down in here is Vernon Davis. And you can see him right there. Watch Josh Morgan. He breaks. Had he been able to just take a little bit more time, Morgan had a shot for 6.
21-yard field goal for Joe Nedney. Lee gets it down, and Nedney knocks it through. With 10:11 to go, 49ers lead the Bears 10-6. Jay Cutler's thrown 4 interceptions. Alex Smith, well, his ball club with the lead, not able to capitalize though on 1st and goal inside the 5. Smith has thrown an interception as well. Johnny Knox mishandles the kickoff at the 5. Knox gets hit again and knocked down at the 16-yard line. They haven't been able to run the ball. Forte, 19 carries for 38 yards. Hester, nice play by Shante Spencer to fight off a block and make the tackle. Gain of 2.
And so the Chicago Bear passing game, if you looked at it, it's very condensed. They haven't pushed the ball down the field at all. And so everything has been short and kind of intermediate.
On the last interception, Orlando Pace was slow to get up. They've got Kevin Schaefer in at left tackle. He's communicating with Greg Olson as they come to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 8. Slant, Knox, incomplete. Terrell Brown on the coverage.
You know, Bob, at the start of this game, we said that this Chicago Bear offense would go as far as this offensive line would take them. And to this point, with 9 minutes left to go in the game, the San Francisco 49er defensive line has beaten them. And they've gotten pressure, and they've taken the run game completely away.
Between 5 and 8 yards on 3rd downs, the Bears are 1 for 5. 6 of 13 overall. But in this range, 1 for 5. Cutler under pressure, just throws it up. And nearly intercepted again as tremendous heat put on by Patrick Willis.
Yeah, they brought some heat. As Greg Minuski dialed up some pressure, and they were able to get there. And they forced him. You can see right at the end. And now here comes Patrick Willis just closing on it.
No room for Jay Cutler. Brad Maynard to punt. On the season, Maynard averages 40.3 yards a punt.
Poor punt, returnable.
Takes a favorable roll, and Jones is going to let it roll all the way inside the 20.
Yeah, he wants his whole group. Come on over to Daddy. I got something to say to you. Now, this is the part where Mike, he wants to get his group all on the same page, and he's going to try to get them, all give them the motivation that they need. That's the player in him that still is in there. That's the part that I really like about him.
9:01 to go. Niners by 4. Nowhere to run for Frank Gore. It's shut down by Briggs and Danielle Manning. 4 turnovers that you forced, but you only have 10 points to show for it. Plus Nedney, after 50 in a row from 40 or less, misses a 39-yarder.
That's a big one.
You know, if you're the Bears right now, you know, just play defense. Keep giving Jay Cutler an opportunity with 8:33 to go in the ball game. San Francisco's got to get a little something going offensively.
Got to get something. This Bear defense has played well, as has the 49er defense has played well.
Gore with room. Gore across the 30. Gore with a first down up to the 40-yard line. Gain of 23 for Frank Gore.
This is a good job of his offensive line. And that off to the right side. And then Gore right there with Josh Bullocks just freezes him. Cuts back to the inside and picks up about 20. He should be around 100 yards right now.
19 of 93. And you notice once he got in space and got past Bullocks, 2 hands on the ball.
Yep, good job. He learned from the last time he was down here.
Gore comes set. Gore reverses his field. Briggs gets him around the neck after a gain of 3.
And did you see Lance Briggs right there, how he redirected? That's the sign of an excellent linebacker. You know, it's just change of direction. A lot of times you see it in space, but here in that run game, they start one way, and then Gore comes back the other side, and Briggs just redirects really well. Watch this. See, it's right there. See, he comes inside out.
So 2nd and 7 for the Niners. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Give it to Gore again in space, tackled by Hunter Hillenmeyer, 7th-year linebacker out of Vanderbilt. Gain of 4.
And so they get to 3rd and manageables, which is where they want to be. So your 3rd and about 4. Your intermediate game works. They don't have to push the ball anywhere.
Frank Gore now at exactly 100 yards on 21 carries. He's on the sideline for a breather with Glenn Coffey inactive. Michael Robinson in at tailback.
Bunch down below here.
Give for Robinson. He's got the first down. Tackled from behind by Danielle Manning. What an impressive drive right now by the Niners.
Yeah, and a good job of a little bit of a mix, but mostly the running game going on right here. But they come to bunch to that right side, and they just try to gain leverage with your blocking. And a lot of it here is with the tight ends, and that's going to be Vernon Davis. I want you to watch him. He's got to get the edge. He's got to seal that thing right there. Gets on Manning and just slows him down. Wasn't a powerful block, but he was able to just slow him down to tad so Robinson could get the edge.
All 5 plays in this drive runs for the Niners. Gore back in. Maybe a half yard and that's it. Hillenmeyer on the tackle. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the ball game. San Francisco trying to snap a 4-game losing streak.
And just trying to control the football here. And they're just trying to work the clock and run it down. And they have the 4 points. And they'll play it just for the field goal if they have to.
And what this drive has accomplished, even if they don't get another first down, Matt, is they've changed field position. This drive started at their own 18-yard line. 2nd and 10. Pass intended for Norris, incomplete.
That's going to go against the Chicago Bears. They jumped inside.
Lagunier got the pressure on Smith.
Defense number 91. In the neutral zone for snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
It's on Tommy Harris. So another penalty by the Bears.
Penalties and turnovers. It goes back to beating yourself. You can't beat yourself. Chicago Bears tonight they've been awful.
More penalty yardage than rushing yards tonight. That's never a good thing.
No, but this Bear defense has kept them in the game. I mean, they've held them here to 10 points. This is still a winnable game.
Gore can't squeeze through the hole. It closes fast. Goulier and Hillenmeyer on the tackle.
Now, this Bear defense has been able to control because of the defensive line, the down lineman, and that's Rod Marinelli, and he coaches the defensive. That's one of the best teachers, football coaches, that I've ever been around. He's also very influential. You know, the first thing I did when I took out the roster, I looked at it, and you look, there's 27 defenders, and there's 23 on offense, and there's 10 defensive linemen. So he's had a little influence there on the roster.
Big 3rd and 3. Robinson in at tailback. Smith, Robinson bobbles it, catches it. He's not contacted. He can get up, and he does for a first down.
Well, there's a night at the Improv for Alex Smith, and he's able to get it and pump it out to Robinson, the former quarterback at Penn State, who just takes this thing, and first you have to get the handle. Once you get the handle, then you get the first.
Just rolled forward, and because nobody touched him down, he can roll as much as he wants. More importantly, he got the hot potato, and he rolled for a first down.
And they keep the clock moving, and it's moving down.
Gore stood up by Briggs. No gain on the play. Now Chicago is going to call a timeout with 3:40 to go in the ball game. 3:43 remaining in the ball game. Chicago has used one of their 3 timeouts. The Niners with a 4-point lead as San Francisco is on a 9-play, 44-yard drive using 5 minutes and 18 seconds. 8 of the plays have been runs. They took over possession with 9:01 remaining. 2nd and 10. Gore again on the run. Gore picks up about 2 on the play, so that's the 10th play of the drive, 9 runs. And Matt, you know, you talk about 4-minute offenses at the end of games. San Francisco's trying to pull off a 9-minute offense.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're trying to do. And so for the Chicago Bears, as good a defense as they've played all game long, and they've kept their team in this thing, basically, it only matters right now. Now is when you determine whether you're a really good defense or not. If you can stop them here and get the ball back, you've done your job. The rest of the game really doesn't matter. Now is what counts.
Because it's still a 1-possession game at 10-6. Smith on 3rd down. Smith going to run it. Ogunleye knocks him down after a gain of about a yard. And Chicago will burn their 2nd timeout with 2:51 to go.
And this would be about a 50-yard field goal if they'd want to try it, which I wouldn't think they would.
It's been a long time since Chicago has been able to come to San Francisco and win a football game.
So now, here's what the 49ers are saying. 49ers are saying, our defense has played very, very well. We're going to make you have to drive the whole field, which you have not been able to do all game long.
Lee doesn't even mess with the sideline. He kicks it into the end zone. Why not kick to the sideline and at least try to get it out inside the 10?
Yeah, I agree. That was poor right there. He's not happy with himself. Mike Singletary's not happy with him.
And that's just a net of 14 yards. I'm sure Andy Lee has to be mad at himself. There's no one to blame. He's the one with the ball and punting it.
Yeah, he was just yelling at himself. Rule number 1, don't dog yourself. All right, so they're 80 yards away. You got to get 6 out of this thing to win this football game. That's why you brought this quarterback to town, for situations just like this.
Cutler under pressure, hit by Smith, and the pass goes incomplete.
You know what I love about this? When the game's on the line, and right now the game's on the line, who's going to step up? This is what really matters. And so who's the guy who comes through? Justin Smith. Watch him, just pure power. He gets to the edge of that thing, goes right by Beekman, and gets in on the quarterback. Sets up second.
Mike Singletary told us he's just a cowboy. He wants to go ride it and ride it all night as far as getting after that quarterback. Nobody open. Cutler, middle of the field, and nearly intercepted again as it went over the head of Earl Bennett.
Got to tell you, Greg Minuski, their defensive coordinator in San Francisco, has done a very good job of mixing up coverages and keeping things off balance. He's hiding there behind that guard, but this guy here has done a good job of calling defenses tonight. The front has done what they've had to do, and he's been able to protect his secondary pretty well.
Third and 10 for Chicago. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd and longs. Flag on the play. Over the head of Hester, incomplete. We'll check the flag.
Well, I know one thing, regardless of the flag, 49ers just knocked it up a notch. Their defensive line got after the offensive line of the Bears.
Penalty's going to be against.
Illegal formation. Not enough men on the line of
Chicago.
scrimmage. Offense. That penalty's declined. It's a 4th down.
So what do you do here?
Was that the left tackle, Kevin Schaefer, kind of cheating a little bit, not being lined up properly?
Yeah, 78 left tackle. You're exactly right. And the guy he's going over there is Justin Smith. You know, watch him. See this right here? His head has to be even with the belt buckle, or the lower part of the number, the belt buckle of the center, and it's not there. It's a good call by the official.
So
and they're
Mike Singletary declines the penalty to make it 4th and 10. Bears with 1 timeout remaining. 2:31 to go in the game, plus the 2-minute warning.
Half safeties are going to give him coverage.
They show blitz with Willis. Flag in the secondary. Cutler behind Olsen, incomplete. But there's a flag at the 45-yard line. And Cutler took a shot as well.
Well, the 49ers, they have gotten after this Chicago Bear offensive line.
But that flag is where you normally get defensive holding. Deep in the secondary. And that's an automatic 1st down if that's the call. It's the back judge who threw the flag. Boy, Manny Lawson drilled Jay Cutler. Michael Lewis is down for the Niners.
Well, the quarterback was still in the pocket. Illegal contact. Defense.
1st down.
Number 31.
Dre Bly.
5-yard penalty.
Call for the penalty.
And a 1st down.
The 11th year pro out of North Carolina as Lewis walks off.
There's Dre Bly right there in the slot. He's going to try to take, see how he's trying to build a wall on the inside. He gets a bump right there.
It's past 5 yards.
Let me tell you something. I guess that's the rule. That's Manny Lawson finishing that thing off.
So on a 1st down, they give it to Forte. Another flag on the play as Forte picks up 5. But that one comes from the line of scrimmage. Preliminary call, a hold against Chicago.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Roberto Garza called for the hold.
I want you to watch right there. 63. Right there's the hold. Right there, just grabs it up inside of McDonald, and it's right in full view of the referee, and that's where the flag comes from. There's Orlando Pace on the sideline being replaced because of an injury.
We're told he had the wind knocked out of him, but Kevin Schaefer has remained in the game at left tackle. Schaefer, an 8th year pro out of Tulsa. Replay the down. Cutler avoids the sack. Forte in space. Hit by Terrell Brown and tackled near the 30-yard line.
Oh man,
Now,
it's a flagathon.
At the end of the play, flags came flying in. You saw the head linesman throw a flag.
That's like Chris Williams going over the top, taking a hit on somebody.
came in flying over the pile and hit Patrick Willis once Forte was down.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness number 74 offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It'll be second down.
2 minutes to go. Bears down by 4. 2nd and 20. Hester trying to find space. Takes it up to the 25-yard line. Patrick Willis on the tackle.
Pickup of 10. It sets up 3rd and 10. It's still 4 down territory, so that was a good game.
But the bad penalty by Chris Williams, because the down counts. 10 penalties by Chicago tonight, plus 4 turnovers. Flag on the play as Cutler checks down underneath to Forte. Forte across the 40 to the 45.
And it stops the clock.
And we'll check the penalty with Ron Winter. Gain of 20.
Outside. Defense number 98 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties decline. Play results in a first down.
Paris Harrelson called for the penalty. Forte is the first Bears running back to have over 100 yards receiving since Raymond Harris did it back in 1996.
Oh, Raymond Harris. There's a name for you.
Forte with 41 yards rushing, but 120 yards receiving. 1st and 10 for Cutler, middle of the field. Olsen tripped up by Mark Roman.
That penalty there stopped the clock at $1:26.
Chicago has 1 timeout remaining. 1:10 to go. Cutler, Hester inside the 40.
39 yards, 52 seconds. It's very doable. And like we said earlier, that's why you brought this quarterback here to Chicago. So forget all the mistakes. Forget the great defense. Forget all that stuff. Now you got to make a play, and that's why you're here.
A little confusion with the Niners defensively. They had to hustle Ballmer off the field. 2nd and 10. Cutler, middle of the field again. Devin Hester just got touched down by Patrick Willis at the 30. Gain of 9.
Down to 40 seconds. 30 yards away. Nice patience in the pocket. They're playing them 4 deep. They're giving the zone.
Slant again. Johnny Knox tackled at the 22. With 25 seconds to go. First down, Chicago.
Got to clock it here. Get to 20 seconds. You have about 4 plays to go.
Cutler downs it with 17 seconds remaining in the ball game.
17 seconds. You have 3 plays. 3 plays. You have 1 timeout left.
Which means you can use the middle of the field still.
Exactly right. Now you figure between plays now he's got to get about 10 yards here, and then they got to go to the end zone. Don't go to the end zone from here.
2nd and 10. Hester.
Perfect.
To the sideline, and that's Devin Aromashado, the 3rd-year man out of Auburn.
That is perfectly done. Now you take your shots. Now you have 3 plays to go to the end zone. But remember, this is where Cutler has struggled in the red zone. They've gotten down here. He's had pick problems. He's thrown interceptions. But this is it.
And now San Francisco wants a timeout with 13 seconds remaining.
Because what Mike Singletary is seeing right now is a tired defensive front. So on the front end, what you're seeing with getting pressure, as they've moved down the field, they've slowed down, and they're not getting the pressure. So he's going to give him some breath.
And a smart timeout by Singletary there, just to get his team organized with 13 seconds to go. Jay Cutler, 29 of 50 for 307 yards, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he's got 13 seconds. And he has 12 yards to work with to win the football game.
And all that will not make a hill of beans if he puts it in here for 6. They're replaying this upstairs. It's inside of 2 minutes. And it must be good because they're moving it on.
Dragged the right foot.
Yeah,
Good
got
catch.
both feet down. He's got to go to the end zone here, although he still has one timeout left. He could still use it inside. But you push it to the end zone with 13 seconds.
1st and 10 for Cutler. To the middle of the field, Olsen incomplete. Lewis on the coverage. That's the guy they want to get the ball to in the red zone.
This is where he's not very good. I mean, this is where he struggles, is in this red zone. Trying to push it down there to Olsen. The coverage is all there. He's looking at it the whole time. Lewis is all over it. 8 seconds left. It'll take 6 seconds. You'll have about 2 left. And he pushes it into the end zone. He can't try to buy any time. The ball has to come out quick.
Hester to the bottom of the screen. Cutler to the end zone, intercepted. Michael Lewis gets pick number 5. And the San Francisco 49ers have ended their 4-game losing streak, and Jay Cutler picked off for the 5th time tonight. Matt, could he have run with it?
He could have. He would have had a chance if he threw it away earlier. As it is, it ends up with no time left on the clock. If he'd have taken a chance, you'd have probably had a better chance of taking off and running.
So former Bear great Mike Singletary leads his 49ers to victory 10-6. As we take a look at the final play, Jay Cutler's 5th interception of the night.
Remember, we said the one thing he didn't want to do is try to extend the play. It had to come out quick. Now he jumps up. There's a lot of green. That's just not a good throw. It's not a good throw. He's looking for Olsen down inside, and so his problems that he had in the red zone continue. It beat him early in the game, and it beats him to end the game.
Ironically, the last Bears quarterback to throw 5 interceptions in a game